Hello everyone, Hyper here, and in today's video I will show you how to DPS Mythic Taloc as a Frost DK. I will show you my cooldown usage and give you some tips and tricks that might help you out on this fight. So on opener, you obviously want to pre-pod, run in, and then get 3 obliterates in. And right on the first set of plasma discharges, you see that I get the debuff, but if you press AMS right before the debuff expires, then you're not going to actually drop any puddles. This is very nice because it makes it so you don't have to move out of melee range. Then the second mechanic was also targeted on me, and that one actually does a knockback, and I chose to use Death's Advance there just to kind of prevent the knockback from the targeted ability. And after that I just went in, did my regular rotation, and just pumped the boss. So for those circles that also go out, that everyone needs to spread with, they keep slowing you until the point where you can't move anymore. But if you were to use Death's Advance, you can still move around, so if you're kind of caught in a bad position, you can move out of it because other people are not going to be able to move, while you can still move around at normal speed because of Death's Advance being up. So after you push the boss, he's going to be moving to the center here, but you should keep DPSing him because even though he's already in this transition position, he will still take damage for a short period of time. Only once the debuff is actually applied to him will he stop taking damage. So this phase here is probably one of the more boring ones, and your damage will most likely fall off quite a bit. But you should feel free to use Pillar of Frost here, basically whenever you want. The only one you want to sit in is at the very end, when the last ad spawns, because that ad you want to DPS with your Breath of Sindragosa and all of your cooldowns going. So here it's pretty much just a game of dodge the lasers while DPSing the ads, and you want to keep as much uptime on these bloods as you can, and if they're being tanked in these red puddles, then you can even AMS to just kind of get some damage in. But most of the time your max melee range will be enough to reach them, unless they're tanked exactly in the center of the puddle they just dropped. So you can see here that I'm actually not able to hit it, but as soon as the ad moves a little bit, I'm able to get back on it. And as long as you don't really cap runes and don't cap runic power, even if you have to move in and out of melee range to damage them, you don't actually lose all that much of uptime. So here we're getting close to the end of the elevator, and this is the last ad that spawned. And you can see that I'm kind of building up some runic power. I actually would have liked to get one more obliterate in there, which I just sneak in right there. And then after the knockback, you just want to pop your Hungering Rune weapon with your second potion and your Breath of Sindragosa, and you want to cleave the ad with the boss. This is where we really jump up on the damage meter. And again, I get the plasma discharge buff, and I simply AMS it off so I don't have to move out with it. Now, for Sindragosa's Fury, so our dragon, depending on how long this fight takes, you will either get 1 or 2 uses out of it. With our current kill time, I was still able to get 2 uses, so I chose to pop it on pull with my cooldowns, and then the second one whenever it's up with a Pillar of Frost. But if you only get 1 use out of it, then I recommend holding it for this phase, where you can actually cleave that last ad once you get off the elevator with the boss and your second potion. So from here, your ranking will greatly depend on your kill timing. You can see that I'm doing 15.6k DPS here at the top of the meter. And right here, the longer this phase drags on, the lower my damage will actually be. So either your kill time gets actually dragged on long enough to where you get to Breath of Sindragosa again in this phase, or you kill it fast enough where you haven't really dropped off too much. So in this fight, I've killed it 3 times so far, and out of the 3 kills, I've gotten rank 1 twice. That was this kill and the kill after this that I actually forgot to record, where I did, I believe, 15.6 or 15.7k damage at the end. But here, you're just pretty much going through the motion, popping your cooldowns, and just hitting the boss. So here I get Plasma Discharge, and the boss is still at 7% HP, so I want to drop it in an okay spot, but not have to move out far enough to where I lose a lot of uptime. And when the boss charges away here, I actually play it a little bit more aggressive, just because I want to keep on top of the boss. But this will greatly depend on how much HP you have and what cooldowns you still have available. So here you actually see my Breath of Sindragosa come back up, but the boss pretty much dies as my BOS comes up. So if the boss lives 10 more seconds there, then my damage would have been even better. But like I said at the start of this phase, your overall damage ranking will greatly depend on how long the last part of this fight takes. But there you have it. I did 14.9k DPS, and this video was recorded 2 weeks before this commentary video. So overall, it was still a very good kill. And honestly, this is not one of the hardest fights to parse. The only thing you want to remember is to use AMS whenever you get the debuff to keep the most amount of uptime. And also you can use Death's Advance to either mitigate the knockback from the boss or to mitigate the slow from the circles that you have to spread with. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and sub to the channel. If you'd like to support me directly, check out my Patreon, which is linked in the description box. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.